Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a house build update and kind of what we've done so far in the process of building the house. I'll kind of go through roughly what we've done, what still needs to be done, and that type of thing. So this is going to be kind of a new series that I'm going to start. I already tried filming this video once and it was 50 minutes long because I went through everything that we've done and it was way too long. So I want to break it up into sections and do shorter videos. So today I will go through the starting points of what we've done and what we already have done. I guess I'll just start off by saying we do have our property cleared. We bought that last year and cleared it all last year. And then throughout the winter months, we were hoping to do all the paperwork type technical stuff that you have to get done for a house build. Then in the springtime, we would actually start building the house. That is still a little bit ways off, but we're coming up to it fairly soon. So the first thing that I had to do is obviously design a home that I was happy with. And I did this for the last probably 2 years. I've like tried different designs, and I seem to always come back to the same basic design that I originally came up with. So I did design this myself. However, I took bits and pieces of what I liked from other architectural house plans. So I did come up with this. This is the actual drawing of the house layout. And I'll just give a quick so you can see there, and that is what our house is going to look like on the inside. So it's a very simplistic design. You have the garage out front and then the rest of the house. This side is a bunch of bedrooms and a bathroom, and then our master bedroom, washroom, closet, and laundry room, and then an open concept kitchen living area. That is basically what I had to do first, and then I also did a price list of what it would cost to build this house, which is very, very anal, and you don't have to do that, but I needed to know before we could sell our house if we could afford this. So that was something I needed to do for myself, was to see how much it would cost. So I actually sat down and figured out all the material list for that house and came up with that. So the next step in the process is to actually start drawing everything and figuring out all of the trades that go into a home. Obviously with a house, you build from the ground up. The first thing has to be done is have to make sure that the house you designed or have picked out will fit correctly on your lot. This is the drawing that we came up with for that. It is the shape of our lot, the exact dimensions, and then we place the house on it. And as you can see, it is kind of on an angle compared to the lot, actually 12 degrees precisely. We wanted it a little bit more angled towards the roadway, and it'll look a little bit more normal, I would say, because if we did go straight with the lot, it would look completely crooked when you're actually standing there in person. So we did make sure that it would fit, and there was obviously a lot of tweaking. My original design is not what I actually have drawn out and picked now, just because certain trades, you know, there's different things that are involved that as you go through the drawing process, you have to tweak things here and there, but the base design is the same. So that is it, and you can see our driveway here. And then I wanted to go into a little bit about the other major things that you have to get in line when you're building your house. There's 3 major things, I believe. No, 4. Okay, so the first one is your grading survey. So normally when you buy a lot, you can find your property markers and tell exactly where your lot is. We had 6 stakes total, and we found 5 out of those stakes on the survey. And the survey is basically a paper that shows you what your lot looks like, the measurements and all that. So we took our survey in, looked around the property, we obviously found them, we cleared the lot. However, you also need under an acre in Ontario, or I'm not sure if it's just our area or not, but I'm pretty sure it's in Ontario. You need a grading survey under an acre of land. So a grading survey is a topographical survey that basically tells you where the water is going to run on your property. When the water hits your property, which way will it flow? And under an acre of land, you have to have it professionally done by a company, and it has to be, I guess, stamped by their approval. Over an acre, you're able to do it yourself, which we didn't actually realize in the beginning, so it's quite a bit of money. It is $5,700 just to have this grading survey done for them to tell us where the water is going to run on our property. But the main concern that they have is that if you alter the land in any way, shape, or form, you can risk your neighbors' properties with the water flow. So they want to be sure that you're not directing water towards someone else's property and flooding them out, basically is what it is. So they come in and we're actually having that done. I will actually do a video on that completely. I have video footage of that. But yeah, they come in and they do that survey, and then they give it to us and we can combine our drawings with their survey. Moving on from that, there are 3 different things. You need hydro or electricity, you need your well or your water service, and you need a septic or your sewer system. So in our area, we do not have water systems and we do not have sewer systems. So we have had our well driller come out, and they actually came out before we bought the property to tell us it was good. And then also once we had the lot cleared, which was probably couple weeks ago, when we had the guy come again to tell us where he thought would be the best spot for it, and that's underway. It is actually, so if you're looking at the lot like this, come in the driveway, and at the front of the house over here at this little dot is the well placement. So then also you have to show a 50-foot radius, just because you can't have anything near your well. So he told us where it was gonna go. He told us that it'll probably take a day and that it's only going to be roughly 50 feet of well, which is amazing news because wells go per foot cost. Our cost is $5,000 to do the initial drill, and then $3,000 for all of the accessories, and then I think it's after 50 feet you start paying per foot. So I'm not 100% on that because last year's when we talked about pricing, but roughly it'll cost about $8,000, hopefully no more. So that is good and underway. There is actually no permits for that. The well drillers actually contact the ministry themselves and deal with all the technical stuff, which is awesome because it's one less thing I have to do. So as for the septic, we have had our septic guy come out multiple times and discuss it, and we finally got the, well, we had the permit last year, but we got the permit filled out and he did his drawing. So right here is our septic permit, and you have to fill out all of the technical stuff. You have to include your layout plan showing how many bathrooms, how many bedrooms, how many fixtures in each bathroom, and your kitchen and that type of thing. And then you also have to do a lot diagram. The septic installer / designer actually went in and drew where our septic is going to go and what it's going to look like, and then this application gets submitted to the building department and health unit, and they have to approve it and all of that. So I believe the actual septic permit is like $750, and then the actual septic itself is going to be anywhere from $12,000 to $15,000. That being said, the higher end is if we have to have a raised bed septic, and the lower end is if we can actually put it in the ground, like we're hoping. So we did do a test hole. The health unit has to come out and inspect the soil that's on your land already to say if a septic system can be installed in it, or if they actually have to bring in a certain type of filter sand to put in a septic. So we're hoping that ours is good. Septic installer said it should be, but he's not the one that actually says yes or no. He can relay messages to the health unit. The health unit actually has to come out and say yes. So that will happen hopefully anytime soon, as soon as I get this in. The last and final step of this process, the hydro. And we were really nervous to deal with hydro just because they're usually jerks on the phone. They're not the people that come out and deal with people every day, so they just treat you like crap. But the guy that actually did come out and look was really nice and really helpful. We were wondering about temporary service hydro and then permanent service hydro. So temporary service is when you get hydro to your property, but it will not be hooked up there specifically for eternity. It is just basically to help build the house because there is no electricity on the property. Also, we can hook up a trailer to it and have electricity to that. A permanent service is the one that actually is attached to your house, that will be staying there forever. So we had the guy come out. He did do his figuring out of where things would go. He put in a placement.
All right, we had hydro here. This is the stakes that they put in. You can't touch those, okay, Damien?
Alright.
Don't touch.
He did touch it.
Okay. Come out here.
Correct.
Yeah, there's actually going to be a hydro pole that the line will come from that pole over there across the road to here, and then this will be a guide wire or a anchor. That's where the hydro will come in, and then the line will run down here into the house, and then we'll have a temporary service pole right there for a little while.
And then also we discuss cost as well. I was actually very shocked that it isn't costing as much as what I thought, because when you get into poles and when they have to put in poles and stuff like that, it can get pretty expensive. However, there is a pole across the street that they will be coming from. The line across the street is free. The pole on the roadway side that they're putting in for us is free, because it's our first pole and it's on the township side. And then also the line coming down the pole is free because that's all theirs. And then up until 20 meters of line to the house is actually free as well. So we are getting our hydro like for a very minimal cost. You have to pay for certain things like your hydro meter, the temporary service, and I can't even remember what else, but it is going to cost roughly $1,500 for that, including the temporary service, which I had heard that in Ontario temporary service can go for like $2,000, and then your permanent service is like $3,000, and then when you get into poles it can be $3,000 per pole and stuff like that. So I was nervous about hearing a cost for hydro. However, I'm very happy to say that because we are so close to the roadway where we want hydro into our house, it's pretty much, well, I can't say free because it's still $1,500, but it is a very minimal cost. I also wanted to mention that does not include the inspections that have to be done for the hydro. ESA, Electrical Safety Authority, has to come out, inspect everything, as well as all of the wiring in your house. And the total cost for all of the inspections, including the wiring of the house, will be roughly $1,500. So we're talking about $3,000 for the hydro and the approval of ESA. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here for now. I haven't even really got into the building permits yet. That's kind of the first steps in the process of how to get underway of all of the technical details in a house. I will be doing a grading survey video I filmed when they were there last week, and they have to come back once more, so I will film then as well. But I'll wrap it up here, and if you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll answer them either in the comments or in a different video, and I guess I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.